Hi guys, welcome back to our channel.
Welcome back to the channel.
Okay, so Daddy likes to pray before every and anything, so that just give us like a short of
Father,
prayer.
we just thank you for the privilege to be alive today, Lord. We give all the praise, thanks, and adoration to thy name. Take everything and use it for your glory, Lord. As we reach out to the ear, Lord, may we be accurate in what we speak. In Jesus' name we pray.
Amen. That's the fastest prayer Daddy has ever prayed in his life.
All right.
So Daddy, welcome to our channel. Introduce yourself.
Well, welcome to their channels, the Twins channel. My name is Lekon Woduni.
Okay. How versatile was your childhood? How many states did you live in?
Well, that's a lot of things. Well, I took you one time to the house where we live in Owo. I grew up in Owo. I was born in Owo and I grew up in Owo. And when I was about 7 or 6 years old, I went to Sapele with my dad and the Civil War brought me back in 1968 or thereabout when I was 7 years. I think I left with my dad when I was 5 years old. I was so fond of my dad. When he works in Sapele then with the UCH, or what do you call it now? It's the health company at that time.
Okay. So that's really good. That's amazing. So that's good. Do you want to say any other thing?
Well, that's it. It's been at that time I couldn't start the junior school because I was very smallish in size and my hands at that time your hands had to be across. And so.
But till now, can you even still do it though?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, let's see that.
I think that's the luxury we have now that we don't have to go through
because
that process.
Because some of us can't even
go to school.
Coincidentally, my own younger brother, who was a little bit taller than myself, and I took him to school before the Civil War. We came down south to Owo, and I was enrolled in a primary school in Owo. That was 1968. I remember an incident that happened when I was in the classroom. I was very good. From that particular age, I've seen so many things. I was helping my mother to bring out load all the way from a distance of about 2 kilometers to a store where she would set it up before going there. So I was so good that I became the class captain, not because I was the most brilliant guy there, but because I was the most physical there. So, But along the line, I couldn't even tell my teacher that, look, may I be permitted to go to the toilets, and I will be in the classroom. I still remember that class, 1968. I was 7 years old, and I remember that particular place, that particular spot, because that classroom is still there.
Oh my God.
That's one of the CDC that I said I'm going to do. Go back to that place now, rebuild that entire place, and but it's good and good appearance. Yeah.
How do you feel about parenting? How do you think you've done a very good job with us, your children, when it comes to parenting? Aside from this, when it comes to the spiritual aspect, I give you 20/10. Do you understand? But the other aspect, how do you rate yourself?
But how do you give 20/10? Okay,
because that's like that.
All right, great. Now, what I would say is that about parenting, the parenting is not something for now. Parenting is for life, and you find that that's why sometimes we have clash here and there, because I have gone through that part in life that I don't want you to repeat that part or probably guide you through that part. But the process of guidance is always very difficult because God did not create any man to have dominion over man. And I realized that the Bible said that we should train up a child the way he should go. But we parents want to push you the way we want you to go. And that is the conflict. But I got to know that much later in age. And we find out that I'm happy with the products that I have. You guys are very wonderful girls. At your age, you are still keeping your head low. You don't go out about that. You still listen to me. I know many homes that the parents will have to think twice before they speak to their children. But you are not like that, from the eldest to the lowest. And and again, you've done very well in your school. I struggled to get out of the university, which took to second class lower. But you guys, all of you have second class upper, the list is second class upper, even first class among you. So that's a very good thing. And morally, you guys have been very good. When we were growing up, we're 6, 3 boys, 3 girls, we fight like nobody's business. I've never seen you guys exchange blows and, so that's a very good thing. That shows it's a reflection of the values that we have inculcated into you. Mm-hmm. And I think you see the way I relate with my wife too, so that should inform you the kind of things you want to do. Because when I was growing up, I see on a regular basis my father and my mother eat themselves, and sometimes I say, if this is what marriage is all about, I'm going to get married, so.
Yeah, that's
So how did having twins change your life? First, did you plan to have twins?
Look, if there's anything I desire in my life, like I told my wife by the time we got married, I said, look, I love twins. Mm-hmm. Because when I was growing up, my mother gave birth to twins 3 times. Uh-huh. 3 times, 3 times. But at that time, twins is anathema, it's like, it's a forbidden thing, so they kill one. And I realized out of the old twins, that is the only one that, I'm Oni. But it's the fourth after Alabai, so I'm Oni. But unfortunately, we only see the tie, the Ken days nowhere to burn. The other 2 ones have gone to the place,
So how did you react when mommy finally told you that you're going to have twins?
Well, actually, we did scan before that time and the like, and like I used to tease her that, look, you have given back to 1, the next one should be 2, after 2, 3, after 3, 4. When eventually at my 33 years, my birthday, 1st of October 1990 or thereabout, 1994, and they said you get back to, I said, wow, did you plan? He said, no, it just happened. I said, well, to God be the glory. So you are my birthday gift for when I was 33.
Okay. How many children did you plan to have?
Well, I intend to have Chelsea and Mayu. 11, then have 2 supporting.
24.
Why?
But actually,
it's too much.
One thing, I really don't have plans for. I have plans for the numbers of children that I want to have, but God's plans prevail over my own. I submitted my will to the will of God. So what we have is what God wants us to have.
Oh, okay. That makes a lot more sense. So how did you know Mrs. O was the one?
That's
she was the wife
the
for
Coco.
you. Yeah.
You see, one thing with marriage is unlike Adam, I think God really found out that there was a lot of mistakes in picking up a wife for Adam. And that's why God said, whosoever find a wife, find a good thing and obtain favor from the Lord. So I found out, when I got to meet Mommy, you were just very young. Probably in her teens, she was putting on pants. She could put on pants. She has nothing up this thing. So she was moving up and down. There's a uncle of her very close to my house where I normally stay out there to attend to my mother's shop. To do. We have this kiosk here. So I should normally pass there, and I'll send some of my boys to go and eat that guy. I was having a crush on her, but I couldn't express it. You look at, I was bringing at that time. How will you say you are thinking of a girl when you are not even 20 or 15 or 12?
Well, it's still like that now.
Well, I don't know. I don't know. Now that the 4-year-old boy wants to start have a relation, So at that time it was really very difficult, but along the line, I didn't know. At that time, I've been a Christian, 12 years old, 11 years old, I've been a Christian, but I didn't know what God was telling me. But at the time when I was not growing up, at 19, I didn't even have a girlfriend. So when I was not growing up, and issues of ladies started becoming, and I said, God, because sometimes you just find that you touch a girl, I'll fast and pray, and I say, God, look, you know my challenges, look, give me my own wife, I will stop doing it. And along the line she came. She was working at the bank when I met her, and I said, and I told my friends, at that time I backslided a little bit, with some guys, we moved around, we just in the bear parlor, and we saw her going, she was working at the National Bank. And I told them, look, I like this girl. And my friend said, look, don't ever get close to her, because she's going to give you 6 inches nail. That's what we call it at that time. When,
what does that mean?
When the girl said she's not going to do 1 2 for any show. So they said it's going to give you. I said, don't worry, I'll go there. And one thing I know is that I can always speak. Because when I was in school, I was representing the school.
Charming, charisma.
And the only thing I had going for now, that I started speaking, you know, my baritone voice. So she was quite a pretty girl, you know, and I started talking to her. And the moment when I started to see her body language, I went back to her and said, this guy will do.
So, do you classify marriage as an achievement, and is it a must to marry, and why? But and again, then you join society to pressurize women to marry. Why? Because you can't say that you are not guilty of this. You are like at the bar, daddy. You are at the bar.
You are your wife.
You always. Even if it's not like forceful, but you always, dropping the hint.
Now let me
marry?
Answer you. Every parent, the expectation of every parent is that she has produced you. You too should produce, so that the labor so that she can have a little bit rest. Now, a child, a son or a daughter that is of a marriageable age, and she's not married or is not married, it's an issue of concern for the parents, not only for the parents, the society as well. And our society have that feelings or the belief that you are not responsible until you are responsible in marriage, or you are happily married. And that's why position of responsibilities is not given to people that are not married. Especially for the male, your status as a married man confer on you some sense of responsibilities. And when you look at it very well, when a woman is of a marriageable age and is not married, every friend you have, people who will misconstrue your intention that, marriage is ordained by God, and it adds up to you. That's why the Bible says one of you wishes out 1,000 and two of you 10,000. There's that completion that comes to you when you are married. But there are some people that choose not to marry for a purpose of serving God. That's fine. That's what Paul was saying. That look, for me, I would have preferred that you stay the way I am, but not many people. I mean, it's not a doctrine. I'm not saying you should do that, but because he has a focus, he knows where he's going. But if God did not call you to a single life and you will live a life of compromise, and that is why it's good for every responsible person who is of a marriageable age. Let the man go look for, and the woman too have the one. But let me come to the circles of marriage. And most parents have failed in this relationship because when you are very young, no, don't touch me, don't touch me. We have given you that kind of snag that you have a mental pattern that look, if I touch a man, I'll be pregnant. If I touch a man, I'm doing something or I'm offending God. No. All we just need to do is to guide you through relationship. When you're about 15, 16, 17, 18, you are ripe for a relationship, but you must be a guided relationship that you must not let the handshake go beyond the path. There's a circle of relationship. The first circle is in circle in the primary school. That is that the circle whereby you are innocent, you don't even know what you are doing. But the more defined circle is the circle of the secondary school. When you're in the secondary school, that is when all your body system, the women want to shoot out their chests, the men want to leave their bras and everything. That's a time where you can start a relationship. But be careful so that the relationship does not get beyond the emotional level. And again, it all depends on your foundation. The Bible says the foundation be destroyed. What can the righteous do? If you have a solid foundation, you have the fear of God in you, you build up that relationship from secondary school without any touching or anything. Then when you get into the university level, but when you are a graduate, one will expect you. Instead of in secondary school, I can't tell you are dating. I will just use your friend. But in university, I say, are you in a relationship or are you dating? That means we expect you now in the next 2-3 years, you should be married. But we have messed it up in such a way that some people now, they get to the level of university, through university, no even relationship. They get another circle is circle when you're serving. You can easily see people there, do things there. But when you get to the level whereby you are working now, it's more difficult. And that's why you see some girls get to the panic stage, whereby there will be pressure from home, there will be pressure from outside the society, there will where's your this thing, and at that time, you're already a career person, probably you're pursuing your career and everything. It's more difficult. Do you understand? So
I'm happy that you are finally acknowledging the fact that you did something wrong, which is good. That means like there's growth, because it's like when we were in primary school, secondary school, even you in there like, no, read your book. Then once you graduate, everybody's like, where's the husband? It does, the husband doesn't fly.
It's in our book.
Exactly.
So we can't be thinking about. And now, as you were saying, career stage. When it comes to career stage, and you don't have that kind of relationship, you tend not to look at that side again. You're like, I beg, I don't have time for that.
no, you see, the book of Ecclesiastes says there's time for everything. If we don't clearly define those time for you, you might mess up. And let me tell you, the men may not have much the consequences of their iniquity when they go around, but it's the women that carried it. If you get impregnated at the time you're not supposed to be pregnant, it can ruin your life for another 4 or 5 years before you redefine your life. I was watching a documentary of a young lady that was given to a man at the age of 11 years in probably in Uganda or thereabout. But she determined within herself that she's going to be educated. At the end of the day, today she's a professor. After 20-something years old, she went to America. Somebody took her to America. That is about passion and visions and dreams. Do you understand what I'm saying now? No matter what the parents' failure might have been, probably we just cage you. What we cage you is for your own benefit so that you can learn. But every individual your life is in your hand. Do you understand? And God wired you according to His plans and purpose for your life. So what we need to do at every stage of our growth and development, we need to ask God, what is the next thing for me? And that's what I ask you people with that do. The next 5 years, what are your plans? The next 2 years, what are your plans? The next 5, 10 years, 20 years. It doesn't matter. I can only guide you through the life God has given you. I cannot. That's why I did not enforce any one of you. You want to study anything? I said, just say, why do you want to study it? And you want to go ahead. You know. The same thing with the choice of a man. Is you that will see the man. Is the man that will see the woman and get him. But it's very important that we all settle down and get into a relationship.
So what was your nickname in school and why?
Well, when I was in the secondary school, because I was a goalkeeper, I love football, and some of the guys called me Okala. You know, Okala was a tall guy, but I was short.
What was your reaction when we had a new ear piercing?
New?
Ear
when we
piercing.
pierced our ears.
Well,
the second one. Daddy, be truthful. Don't even hide it.
I just came back home and I saw that you have this, and I said, well, what's informed this? I wasn't pleased with it because I just realized that, look, but you find out that I did not react, but I responded by asking you, why did you do this one? The choice is yours. I have laid the foundation for you. Build up on what I laid, but don't build the wrong thing on the foundation. If you have a wrong foundation, a faulty foundation, if you build on it, you crumble. The same thing, the Bible says that if the foundation be destroyed, what can the righteous do? Do you understand? You might be righteous, but if you have a faulty foundation, you can't build anything right on that foundation. So it's your choice.
So then you're trying to understand, how are you relating foundation to ear piercing, Daddy?
It's all when we're growing up. That's your foundation. You did not see your mom pierce 2 ears. You did not see me encourage it. So when you decided to do that one, it's your own choice. That's what I'm saying now, that the foundation that we laid for you is not for that. But if you want to do that one, go ahead.
Yeah.
It's not. I'm not against it. That's what you want to follow the trends.
No, it's not trend.
Okay.
It's not trend. That's the thing. That's sometimes when we do things, it's not about trend. It's for your own self. Like now, getting the second ear piercing was able for us to be able to start wearing earrings.
Okay.
You realize we barely wear earrings. So the first ear piercing is just numb. We just don't bother again. But now that we said we have the second ear piercing, this earring is on the ear. Do you understand? So even if we go out with you, mommy will not have to shout that, hello, what earring? we have something on the air.
And it's just because we like it, because it's not even a trend. If it was when everybody was getting their ears pierced, that's a trend.
One thing we need to do as individuals is that somebody with a good foundation, that we are a Christian foundation, that we don't have to live our life the way the world live it. We are in this world, but we are not of this world.
Definitely.
That's what I'm saying, and I know you guys know that very well. That's the foundation. Yeah.
So what does it take to be a Babalowo in Nigeria?
Because you got money.
People are saying that you have a Babalowo. Some people are calling you ATM.
Chairman, all these things.
Well,
so what's that?
I wish they would know who Babalowo is. You know me, I've never gotten a contract from the federal government. I didn't have oil block. I've not I don't do fake things. I don't do things that. Well, it's just the grace of God upon my life. When people see me, people magnify me much more than I am. But I thank God for who I am. That God is on the throne, you know.
And He has done.
But you know, like it's easy for people to say, you know, is God. But you too, you've hustled. So like. We
are here.
Really work hard.
There's a Yoruba hadith that says that kita kira odola kashishe bi eru dan kankan. If you work so much like Jackal and you work day and night, if God did not give you the blessings, it's going to be exercise in futility. That's why I say, you still, except you are an ungrateful individual that will not attribute everything that he has to God. So whatever thing people see in me I want them to see that it is not by my own mastery or by my own ability, but it's God's. I leverage on God's ability. Do you understand? Is the one that can make a man to be successful in life. I'm not talking of these people that are spenders, they steal money here and there. No. The Bible also tells us in Psalm 7, it says, fret not yourself because of evildoers. You see them, they live a larger heart, they will be that. No, just be contented with what you have. And let whatever thing you have, you know what defines a successful person? The life you are able to impact in life. That is what makes you a successful person. So I'm not successful until you guys are cool on your own. You can do things on your own. And people that work with me, or people that I relate with, or people that I've been able to impact. And that is what Inform the school for. Do you know how many people in Sponta that are not even paid anything? That we are on zero, so they are not paying anything as school fees. And I'm happy because it's more painful to me when you give anything to God that is not painful to you. You are not giving anything. That's what David said, that I would never give anything to God that is not cost me something. You understand?
So, do you have any regrets that you only have one son? And what's with the African obsession about having male children? Like, why do they prefer you having male children more than female children?
Well, those are the ignoramus, people that are ungrateful. When some people are even thinking that, look, do you know some people that who have been married for 10, 15, 20 years that just say, look, let me just have one miscarriage. Let people just see me that I'm pregnant. And you now have, who will see you guys that will not say that we have wonderful children? Many people desire to see, not just my picture of you with, no, it's, I'm happy. I don't have any regrets. I don't have any. I'm happy with what God has given me.
Not even for once did you ever say, "Oh, why?"
No, because I don't have. You people did not give me cause to think otherwise, and I don't. It's not me. It's me that is determining. It's my egg that could do. My mommy will only bring one egg. I have 22,000 or thereabout millions produced Siemens that will produce. So if I could not do that one. To God be the glory. I'm happy having now. I'm having my grandchildren as sons. So,
so how do you?
No consequences.
That's really
it has
amazing.
Nothing to do.
That's really good. So how did marriage change you?
Well, I would say marriage changed me in the sense that I become more calmer. I become more gentle. I become more responsible. When I wasn't married, I probably sleep in the church or do activities. I can just take up any activity, but now I cannot do that one because I know I'm responsible to you guys in the house. I must be at home, and I work hard so that I can meet my needs at home as a husband. So, and I know when I'm going out, and it has even changed me in the sense that I don't even eat outside again. In the past, When I was working then in Korea, I have somewhere in K2 that where I normally eat at Mama Puts there. But now I don't do all the seasoning.
But apart from before that, like, so, you know, because too much like pressure make people begin to make wrong decisions.
That's right.
And get married to the wrongest of persons. So how do you, because the thing is that I understand, like, for people, marriage is important, but then you need to kind of reduce the pressure. So is it not just preferable for you to just be like, be praying for the girl, or be, you know, doing something as against always come and meet her that, you know, go and get married, or always using hints that if you dress like this, that will men see you. Do you understand what I mean?
No, it's not right for any parent to pressurize their children to get married, because marriage is a lifetime thing. So if you rush, the more you hurry in life, the less real progress you achieve. So if you rush into anything, you will rush out of it. There's always there's a process. Do you understand, in everything you do? So a man will look for, and it all depends on the way you look, how you get your wife. If you get the wife in this school, or you be rest assured that the wife will go through this school. If you get her in the Owambe party, you will go through Owambe. But when you meet in a very pious environment, probably in the church or probably in fellowship and everything, and you develop a relationship, there is a need for relationship. Don't just jump into a relationship that you know, and that is guy you are meeting a guy for today, and he started touching you up and down. You know that that's not a marriage of somebody who is very boisterous. You know what he wants. It's like a lion, a ravenous animal who is looking for flesh. So you have to run away from such a person. But when you pray, you know, I normally tell people that, look, marriage is not something you just meet. Every man or woman has a choice. You know what you want in a man. Do you want him to be tall? Do you want him to be too short? Do you want him to be black? Do you want him to be fair? Do you want the kind of job you want? List all these things down. Write it. Put it where you want. If you have married you, by the time you are looking at it, if you see the man that meets that attributes, if he's shy, you can develop a relationship with the guy. Who told you is that it's only women that will come, man that will come?
And that is so you're saying women should shoot their shot.
Yes. What I'm saying is that if you see a man that meets your criteria, that meets what you want in a man, and is a God-fearing man, what prevents you from being friendly with that person? Friends, when friendship develops into marriage, is very divine. You cannot betray each other. But these days now, people just jump, and when they are pressurizing me to get married, they are pressurizing me, and you just jump into it. You scatter within 1 year. But when the thing is that, look, this is my choice, and you keep nurturing it within, you have courtship. There's no way God would. I mean, again, you submit everything. You ask God. There was this story that a man of God said that a woman that was saying she's been there, she has at the peak of her career in the banking industry, and she's been praying for the fruit for a man to get married. No, they didn't come. Somebody who has a car, who has an office, who is a manager in the bank, who will go to it. But he was praying. A security man in his house, in her apartment, was the man that is supposed to be the husband. How will you complain that? Me, I wouldn't accept that one. But if that is what God says, but at the end of the day today now, they are good. The man went brush up himself. Not that he wasn't brilliant. You see, we should not just be looking at the present. Look at the potential in every person. In the man. When I was developed a relationship between myself and your mom, when there's nothing in me that looks so attractive. I didn't have anything that the fact that I'm qualified, I have my degree. But I keep telling her that, look, it's either you marry me and get into fortune, or don't marry me and regret it. That's what I said. Because I have plans. No, you see, you must get to the level of relationship because we've been together we've been friendly for over 8 years. So the only thing that is not working there is that I've not started making the money. I don't have a car. I have a house. I don't have my own house, but I have a rented apartment. But that was the only rented apartment we stayed. Ever since then, we've never rented anything, both the office and the house. So it can just be God. And we're not the best of people, but just God. We obtain grace from God. So my advice for intending marriage is that the man, look before you leap. Don't let just be controlled by a fancy, is he pretty, this thing. Does the guy you want to go out with, is he intelligent? Is it God-fearing? The very first attribute you have to look for in a man and woman, God-fearing. If anyone has the fear of God in him, he will depart from iniquity. So look for a God-fearing man and look for, not a God-fearing man that is lazy. In fact, you can't fear God and God will not endue you with his wisdom. Because there are so many lazy drones out there. They look for people that are mobile wishes, so that they now come thinking that they cannot leverage on what you know. Let them struggle and work on their own. Because God did not give a wife to Adam until he made sure Adam was settled. He provided home. He has an address. So a man that does not have address and still stay with his father is not ready to. The father and mother is there. He's not ready to marry. Do you understand? He must have an address. He must have work. Not that he should build his house. Like we started with a rented apartment, but he must have an address. Not that he are married and he's taking it to his father because his father has so many. No. Let him have his own address.
No family.
Let him have work that he's doing. Then once you have that one, then you can all manage together. You put the resources together, and God will be on it.
Yeah.
God bless you.
That's a good one, Daddy.
So you didn't give fathers advice. What's your advice to fathers?
Intending fathers.
And intending fathers. You talk that's just marriage.
No, intending fathers now. Intending
people that their babies are on the way.
Oh.
Then their wife is pregnant.
Oh,
and to fathers too.
Okay, to fathers, the Bible says, don't provoke your children to wrath. So handle them. Go the way with them so that they will not just be irrational. It's always good to don't react. When you react to things that children do, you are bound to hurt them. But respond by letting them know why they should do it or why they should not do that. And for the young ones that are married, please support your wife. Develop an effective communication with your wife. When you develop an effective communication with your wife, they won't speak with somebody else. And that was the first mistake Adam made. He could not speak effectively in communication with the wife, and the wife started speaking with serpents.
Guys, thank you for watching today's video.
Thank you, Mr. O, for coming. We appreciate you.
Yes.
And happy Father's Day.
Is today Father's Day?
Yes, not Father's Day. Happy Father's Day in advance.
Okay.
Yes.
So what are you giving me for this?
For this,
we don't know.
Nothing good.
All right, Meet the Twist. Make you subscribe to our channel.
Yes.
Subscribe,
Like, comment, share.
All right.